Satnam, thank you so much for joining. My name is Jean. I am a channel for creator energy to assist humanity and this planet in ascending, transmuting, and becoming whole, rather free once again, yeah? So today I want to talk about this occurrence that I'm sure a lot of you have experienced, that once you find yourself in a space within you where you are doing the work, you are transmuting, you are healing, what tends to happen is somebody from either your family or your friends tends to come in to try and replay the old patterns, replay the old way of doing things. The reason why this is happening is because usually the energy or the pattern attached to that person, which that person is allowing, by the way, that person is allowing this energy, which makes them responsible. This energy is in like layman terms or whatever, it's almost like this frequency or this energy is frightened or intimidated by the light and the healing that you are emanating. This is due to the fact that, when an energy comes into contact with it, when a traumatized energy, right, comes into contact with light, with healing, with transmutation, that energy knows that it has to die. That energy knows that it would have to transmute itself into something else. And transmutation is ultimately burning down, which is death, and then being reborn from the ashes, right? The thing is, though, when this happens, and this energy like comes at you, the best thing for you to do and teach yourself is to become aware of yourself first and foremost. Because when you take that energy on, obviously you keep replaying it, but when you become aware of yourself and when you put yourself in a space, you create a distance between you and this energy that is being projected at you. And when this distance is created, you realize, okay, this person is unaware or unawake or whatever is happening. And it also gives you a space to act in a way that would, instead of perpetuating this energy, instead of perpetuating this pattern, you can transmute it. Now, the person that is allowing this energy, the person that is attached to his or her way of doing these things, would always confront you with anger. They will always confront you with a lot of aggression. The reason for this is because of fear. The energy attached to this person makes this person think and feel that this healing energy, this transmutation energy, is a threat to their life. Like, this might sound really intense, but think about it. Because what I said earlier, it's death, right? It's a metaphorical death. And this energy, this pattern, this entity is so hell-bent on perpetuating itself, on living, that it would actually take over the person's actions and thoughts and emotions in order for that person to come into a fight or flight mode so that it can persist. This is not at all taking away responsibility from the person, because I have noticed, I have learned through my awakening, through my downloads, that even though you are not aware, even though you're not aware of the subtleties that are happening within you, you are aware of you being a dick. You are aware that you are creating confrontation. You are aware that you are creating something that is not in the highest and greatest. A lot of people don't really want to take responsibility for that. And again, like I'm sure a lot of you know, taking responsibility for yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, no matter what's happening around you, is a big job. It's a lot of hard work. But these people don't want to do it. The best thing you can do in a situation like that is just to let it go. You create a space between you and that person, that energy. Smudge if you want, like that's always a big thing, smudge and intend for this energy to just leave you the hell alone. But the important thing is to create a space for that. When you create the space, you have compassion. When you have compassion, you have understanding. And when you have understanding, you have the power over that energy, because all of a sudden you realize that that energy is not mine. That energy is trying to do the exact same thing to you. It's trying to latch onto you so that you would think that, oh yes, this is my energy. These are my thoughts. These are my emotions, but they are not. People tend to, well, let's say ego tends to want to take the easy way out, right? Ego wants to persist and survive by any means necessary. And we are supposed to have compassion for that. We're meant to have compassion for that. We are meant to have understanding and love. But there's also this knowing of when something comes in to disrespect your temple, whether that be your expression, whether that be your body, whether that be anything about you, when something comes in to disrespect that temple and defile it, you have every right to stand up for yourself. You have every right to not take that bullshit. When these energies are confronted by your energy, aggression ensues, anger ensues, projection ensues. The main thing is to just stay calm. This takes a lot of practice. This takes a lot of knowing yourself and sitting with yourself, being aware of yourself. But it is ultimately the best thing you can do. Otherwise, you just keep throwing that ball. You catch the ball and then you throw it. You catch the ball and then you throw it. Just drop the ball. Just drop it, burn some incense, burn some sage, or like cleanse yourself with some water or whatever. Don't keep throwing the ball, because it would keep you stuck. When this is happening to you and you feel this need that you have to defend yourself in a way that you have to interact with this energy, be like, you know what, blah, 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 that is not the way to go. The best way to go is to starve that energy. Defend yourself by transmuting the energy and using it for yourself, or actually just sending that energy back. You can do this by just simply intending, realizing this is not my energy, these are not mine to have, and then just send it back to the person. I think that is all that I wanted to share. The energies are quite intense. There is a lot of the old patterning and the old programming that is trying to reroute itself in our consciousness. And I'm sure a lot of you have been experiencing this. A lot of past situations coming up, to be seen, etc., etc. Be gentle on yourself and know that you are worthy enough to set proper boundaries and to not take on anybody's bullshit, whether that person is in pain or not. That is not yours to handle. You can be there for the person, you can be loving, etc., but that is not your energy to take on. This is such an important thing to realize. Otherwise, we just keep perpetuating the patterns that are going to basically lead the world astray. We can't continue as we have been. Satnam, thank you so much for joining. Much love.